Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. Um, the shirt I'm wearing has a hole in it. Um, I'm a little disappointed in that, but I will survive and I will continue on with my day. So I was reading a interview that James Gunn did. And for the people that listen to this podcast, I know you know who James Gunn is. Anyway, and I'm gonna really paraphrase because reading the whole quote is pointless. But he was just asked, basically, like some of the people who are going to be working on his movies might have controversial opinions or, um, just different lifestyles, or whatever. Controversy surrounding them. Would that affect them working with you? Once again paraphrasing, and then he said, "Well, everyone working with me, like we don't all have the same." Well, he basically said, like, you don't agree with everyone you work with on every single topic, which is common sense. Like no, like it's very seldom, right? It's rare, whatever, when you work with someone and you agree with every single thing, or just whatever, a family member. You don't agree with every single thing or topic, whatever. And so the question I think was kind of stupid. And then he said something like, once again paraphrasing, but like he wouldn't want to work with someone who was morally irrehensible. Okay. Now once again paraphrasing, but he basically said, I won't work with someone who's morally irrehensible because like he's in charge of the whole DC universe. So if someone is, I guess, a scumbag, he can get rid of them. So the thing that's funny to me is he said that Ezra Miller is going to stay as the Flash. And as you know, Ezra Miller is a boy. He's a groomer. He's a child abuser. He's been arrested for assault against two women. He's been arrested for breaking and entering. When he was in his late 20s, he was um, flying a 12-year-old out to hang out with him in England. When a man in his 20s is hanging out with a 12-year-old and they're not family members and it's a quote unquote a friend, that's just weird. And then so he's okay with Ezra Miller. I just think that says a lot about James Gunn. So I don't know. I think those um, I think those jokes that James Gunn made on Twitter that everyone was freaking out about all those years ago, those might not be jokes because he doesn't find Ezra Miller morally reprehensible because he's still working with him. I don't know. I just think that says a lot about James Gunn. He's a weird guy, but it's Hollywood. Hollywood's full of leftist groomers. You know those are the people pushing to teach kindergarten kids about transgender stuff. So I mean, obviously they want to have a fresh crop of victims, but I just thought that was weird. Like I don't think he really thought about, or maybe he was just on automatic pilot when he answered that question. Like maybe he was virtue signaling. Like I just think that was a stock answer, and he didn't obviously mean it because he wouldn't have said it. Because I think grooming is morally irreprehensible, and I think whatever choke slamming a woman you meet at a bar is irreprehensible. So I mean, James Gunn basically didn't mean a word he said. It was probably just a stock answer. He probably knew the question was coming and just, you know, that was the most politically correct answer. Because, like, you could say that, yeah, like, everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, and I'm going to disavow bad people. So, not really mean it. But anyway, that was probably the funniest thing I've heard all week, though, or read all week. Because I read it, I didn't see it. I wasn't there. Sorry, I have to keep it real. I wasn't there. I read it in an article. Anyway, I had this really random thought that really wasn't that random. Uh, when you eat meat, and you eat like, regular meat, like meat you just, get off a tree, regular meat, and then there's the other kind of meat that costs whatever $4 extra, and it's called grass-fed meat. Like grass-fed, free roam, all that crap, and you're paying like extra because it's, well, we're talking about the cows here. It's grass-fed. Um, I don't understand. Like, what's the? I just don't understand. I thought. I mean, I know I'm not a cow expert, but don't all cows eat grass or no? I mean, I just thought every cow ate grass. So like, why is the one that's labeled grass fed cross? I can't talk. Cost more than just the one that's not labeled grass fed. I can't grass fed. I keep saying grass fed. Grass fed. I mean, that's like saying like you're gonna buy a new car, but they're charging you like 2,000 extra dollars because this car, because like one car has air in its tires, but every car comes with you know air in its tires. So I don't know. Maybe one of you can tell me, is there a difference between grass fed cows and regular cows? Because I thought all cows ate the same thing. I just found that weird. And then um, on the topic of useless bullshit, the the cage free chickens. I don't understand why that's a thing. Because I don't get it. Because like either way, don't they? I don't know. I just don't picture. I don't know. The concept. I don't understand the concept. Like, don't like regular chickens like hang out like in a enclosed space? Because if you don't they like run away? Like, like chickens aren't trained. So I don't understand what free, like cage free chicken means. No, I know, like there's no cage, but I'm saying like they still have to keep them in a enclosed area. I don't know. I know. When you have no life, stuff like this actually starts to bother you. So I need to know the difference between grass-fed cows and I guess regular cows and cage-free chickens and I guess regular chickens. Because as far as I know, they're all kept in a enclosed space. And it's a chicken, it has the IQ of a piece of paper. I don't even think a chicken knows if it's in a cage or not. I mean, like my neighbor has chickens, and she keeps them in a, well, it's a big cage, but it's big enough that they could run around. So like, does that count as cage free or not? Because like what's the definition of a cage? Because technically, the cage could be the size of I don't know, like my shed. I have a shed in the backyard, so you know technically it's cage free, but it's still in a shed. You can keep like whatever, 30 chickens in there. And the reason why I said 30 is because I have become a chicken expert just because I talked about it for 2 minutes. and you can see why I'm single. And I had another random thought that well, it was just random, and I'm not saying it's drug induced. In fact, this whole conversation is coming from a sane, sober person. Okay, there is nothing out of the ordinary with me right now. Okay, but I really have to say that yoga is a stupid. I mean, the only thing that I can think yoga is good for, if ever like watching porn and there was like a chick that like really emphasizes like the putting the legs behind their head thing, that that is the only benefit of yoga. I'm like, oh, okay, that chick does yoga. Other than that, I don't get the benefit of it. It just see or okay, the other benefit is you get to see women walk around in yoga pants all day, which I don't mind. I mean, well, I'm sorry, the ones that weigh under 130 pounds. If you're a woman and you weigh over 130 pounds, you should be wearing yoga pants. Yes, 130 is the hard cap. Hard cap. Well, let me put a little asterisk next to that. If you're a woman that's 5'4", because that's the average height. If you're the average woman or shorter and you weigh over 130 pounds, you should not wear yoga pants. That's all I gotta say. And and it's not groundbreaking. It's just that I don't want to look at fat chicks in tight clothes. That is not my bag, man. Don't want to say it. I want to see fat chicks in tents. Okay, I want to see fat chicks standing behind that wall. I'm not Superman, so I can't see through it. I want to see fat chicks when my eyes are closed. Like I want to see fat chicks stuck in their house because they can't squeeze through the front door. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to see fat chicks. I want I want to see a fat chick at Carl's Jr. sitting at the booth calling for help because she can't get out. That's what I I want to see a fat chick order a diet coke so I can laugh in her face and knock it out of her hand and go, "Who you fooling, fatty? Come on, why you lying? Who you trying to fool right now? Diet anything is blasphemy." Anyway, there was another study. Once again, another study that came out a couple of days ago that proves that masks don't work when it comes to preventing the spread of the CCP virus. I'm just saying. So Stanford had a study. This independent doctor in Japan published a study. I mean, just and anyway, and then this latest study. I believe it's in the New York. Uh, there's a big difference between the New York Times and New York Post, and I'm too lazy to look it up and find out for you. Do your own research. Anyway, but there is like a whatever another. I'm just saying. There's been like the fifth study has come out saying that masks don't work, but for some reason, and all these studies have been from reputable, like real doctors, real scientists, real colleges. Like I think the Stanford study should be enough, but whatever. We had four more. I still don't understand why people refuse to follow the facts instead of I don't know. I just I don't get the clown world we live in where you still see people wearing masks where for the fifth time a study has come out saying that masks don't do anything. I don't get it, but whatever, I was saying that over That's almost been 3 years. I'm saying that 3 years ago, you know, I was saying, and there's proof because you could listen to this podcast. I've done over 500 podcasts. So I was doing podcasts back when the whole scamdemic lockdown started, and I was saying masks don't work. But you know, no one listens to me because of meth. You know, once again, I'm another victim on the totem pole of victimhood. I'm up there. Oh no, actually, I'm down there. I don't know which one's worse to be. I want to be, which victim gets the most clout. Oh god, and speaking of victims, apparently in San Francisco, they're talking about giving black people like $5 million and like I can't say it, reparations. I mean, it's not gonna go through or anything like that, but I'm like, give me a break. Give me a break. You know what's gonna happen if you give those people $5 million each? Well, the economy sucks enough as it is, but the only thing that's gonna happen is that all the crack in California is gonna magically disappear. Magically, all the crack will magically disappear in California if you gave every black person $5 million in San Francisco. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm not. So like, yeah, well, and obviously it's not gonna pass or go through because it's completely stupid. And then like you can't have reparations anyway because listen, I'm counting all the DNA, so no one now is black enough. Like everyone's mixed. They just look more like one race, but everyone's mixed. And then like a lot of these people of those people, if you took that one race out of them, they'd still exist because they're mixed. They got a bunch of other stuff. You know, I don't know. Like these like local governments in general, come up with some really bad ideas to satisfy the woke crowd. And if any reparations gets gets passed, they better keep it simple and just be like, you get like 2 extra biscuits from Popeye with a order number 6. I believe order number 6 is you get 2 sticks, 2 drumsticks. I just call them sticks because I'm cool. A side of mashed potatoes, macaroni, or greens, collard greens, and 1 biscuit. Yeah, and it does come with a medium drink. So reparations is you get 2 free biscuits with that order. That's it. That's it. Well, because those people love Popeyes. I would have first suggested KFC, but that's racist. And yeah, the last thing I want to be is racist or sexist or controversial or politically incorrect on this podcast. Anyway, that's not enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.